Hi guys, good morning. It's not morning. Oh my god. You know the funny thing about these live videos that I've committed to or committed myself to is you actually cannot, I'm not permitted to make mistakes, like silly mistakes, like greeting you good morning when it's literally almost 8 p.m. in the evening. So I don't even know. I don't know. Perhaps the lights in front of me is the reason why I'm saying good morning. But if you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, hi and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you know at specific times that you're watching this, whatever time it is that you're watching, this is distracting. Let me just take it to the back. At whatever time that you're watching this, okay, cool. Right, so let's get right into today's topic, today's video. Like I said previously in my last live stream, I said that this was going to be something that I would be doing very much often. We did that live stream on Friday, and yeah, today is Monday, so we're back at it. And yeah, hi, if you're just joining us or watching the replay, this was a live video. Okay, so we're going to move very quickly into what I have today. At any point that you have questions or you need me to further dissect or further explain any concept, please stop me. Today's topic is one that I'm truly excited for, and I I'm excited for it because like it's a game changer. Once you understand it, um, it's a journey. But once you are on that journey, it's something that can change a lot of things. Change the way you are, change the way you've been doing things, change the way you've been, change your perception on life, basically. So, a question before we start: who would you be if you didn't hold on to the idea of you? Now, the current person that you are right now, right? Who would you be if that person you didn't hold so much you didn't hold the idea of that person so close to your heart? Hi 49 Pro. Hi. Hello guys. So yes, we are talking about self-awareness, or we are talking about, yeah, we're talking about self-awareness. And I asked the question, who would you be if you didn't hold a persona, somebody who you've always been so close to your heart? Right. Can you just pause to think, who would you be if you did not hold the idea of who you are so close to your heart? I just want to take a minute to actually think about it, right? You've always told yourself that, oh, I am a very shy person. Truly and truly, are you a very shy person, or you are just comfortable being a very shy person? Right? I am very loud and it's distracting. I think that, my being loud is, I think my being loud is um, taking away from my authenticity. I think my being like loud is taking away from my authenticity, and I need to tone it down because you know I need to turn it down because I'm missing a lot of opportunities and whatnot, right? Yeah. 1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second. One second. Okay. 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 So yeah, let's keep going. So today we're talking about self-awareness, and like I said earlier, I'm really excited for this topic because it's something that if you really understand, though it's a journey, it's not something that you arrive at by just thinking about it or by just spending it, time with yourself in one sitting. It's a journey, but when you go on that journey, when you begin the journey, 1 second, guys, this is so good. When you begin the journey, when you begin the journey, it's a game changer. So what really is self-awareness, right? It is your ability to observe yourself, to sit with your thoughts, to sit with your emotions, understand your patterns, the patterns of behaviors that you have without judgment. Very important. So who you are, right? How you think. This is distracting. 1 second, guys. 1 second. One second. Okay, cool. Apologies for that. This is becoming a regular fashion to leave the chair for a bit and then go and get what I need to get done. You guys in the comment section, please settle down. Let's get this party on the road. Wow. Okay. And we continue. So yes, self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Like I said, it is your ability to observe, or the ability to observe yourself, to sit with your thoughts, how you think, observe how you are thinking, observe your emotions per time, observe the patterns of behaviors that you have, or how you do things, basically without any form of judgment, right? You just want to understand, what really am I doing? Self-awareness, becoming aware of how you think, becoming aware of what you say, becoming aware of how you eat, how you dress, how you talk, even to those little details, right? Now, it is the difference between acting out of habit versus responding with intention, right? Self-awareness is the difference between acting out of habit versus acting or responding with intention. So you perhaps are faced with a situation and you are telling yourself, oh, this is how I've always done it. Why have you always done it? Have you stopped to question yourself? Why have you always done it? Or you respond with intention, and your actions or the response that you're giving to that situation is backed by a lot of self-awareness, and you're telling yourself, okay, I know the reason why I did what I did. It is because so and so and so. It is not a situation whereby they're asking you, oh, why do you act out like this? I mean, that was very somehow, and you're like, I don't even know, right? So yeah, self-awareness is the difference between the place where you get to say, I don't know why I acted that way, versus I know why I acted that way, right? It is what turns unconscious living into intentional, right? From living very unconscious, very not mindful, to intentional growth, right? Now, why does it matter? Why does self-aware, why do we even talk about self-awareness? Why does it matter? This is because most people are not living their lives, they are repeating it. Are you part of people who are repeating your life every day? Every day you do the same thing, and if they ask you, why are you doing the same thing? Why are you on the same journey? Why are you, doing the exact same thing you did the previous day? You don't have an answer for us. You cannot tell us this is the reason why I was doing the same thing. You are doing the same thing every day, the same reaction, the same questions, the same limits. You cannot dare to push beyond what you previously, are comfortable with. So without self-awareness, you can't grow, and you don't know what is in your way, right? You are not able to tell or distinguish that this is a situation that I must distance myself from, because every time I'm in this particular situation, I don't feel the best of myself. But you remain there because you are not self-aware, right? You keep blaming people and circumstances instead of realizing that you have a major role to play. First off, if you're not satisfied with your situation, there's something called exit, right? And the only way to exit is by understanding, being aware, being very, very aware of the situation and why it is not for you. Now, you confuse motion with progress. I'm telling you all the reasons why you need to be self-aware. All right, so self-awareness is the first step to real change. You cannot upgrade what you haven't observed. You cannot upgrade what you haven't observed. A very popular saying would be, you cannot measure what you don't track, what you don't you can't track what you don't measure, you can't measure what you don't track, whatever the saying is. But basically, you don't get to the point where you upgrade or where you come into real change if you are not very particular about being self-aware. So what is it that you have to be aware of? We've spoken about self-awareness, we've spoken about why self-awareness, and I want to talk about what it is that you have to be self-aware of. Your thoughts, the way you think. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your immediate environment? What do you believe about other people? What do you believe about the world that you are in? So first off, what you need to be aware of, how you are thinking, not just about yourself, but about people around you, about the world that you live in. Your thoughts, very important. You know, thoughts are things, right? And you need to be very, very, very mindful of how you think. The next thing you want to be mindful of and self-aware about is your emotions. What do I feel very often, and what triggers those feelings? Why do I feel a certain type of way? Because this person came to me with an award. Do I feel like I should be in the position where that person should be? Very important. It's something I usually say that I used to check myself, something I usually do to check myself, right? If something happens or if somebody behaves badly, right, towards me, I don't take it. So that's how self-aware I've gotten of myself. I don't look at it. I look at it from their perspective, right? This person is behaving this way because that's how the person is, right? It's nothing that I've done, it's on them. It's more on them than it is on me, right? And if I feel, so maybe when somebody is celebrating a big win and it makes me feel somehow, I'm like, it's my fault, right? It's my fault in the sense that it's something that I have to check within me or inside of me to be able to be sure that, you know, I am not the problem, right? So very much your emotions has to be, you know, in check when you're looking at your self-awareness, right? And just to say this again, I have buttressed this earlier, but just to say it again, to really pinpoint that self-awareness is a journey. You're going on a journey. It's not set in stone. You are not you are all the better for going on that journey, truthfully, but it's not something that would happen overnight, right? You are going to be on that journey for a long time. Even when you feel like you've arrived, think again, you are still arriving because you are constantly evolving, right? So the next thing that you should look out for when you want to, you know, check your be self-aware, right? What you need to be aware of is your pattern. What do I keep repeating even though I say I want to change? Something just came to my mind, but I'm going to skip it, right? I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, what do I want to change that I keep going back? You said you will no longer take cigarettes. You are a better person. You are this, you are that. You've done New Year resolutions, and still you have gone back. Why? So that's something that you need to check, your patterns. That's something that you need to be aware of. Why am I constantly going back, even when I say to myself that this thing doesn't favor me? Why? It's really something to check. Your responses. How do you react when you are stressed, afraid, or challenged? I'm going to be very vulnerable with you guys, right? How do I react when I'm stressed? I cry. And this one is, there's some things that you'll be okay with when you come into awareness, right? When you come into deep awareness, there are some things that you'll be okay with. This cry one, I think I'm okay with. Maybe just not in public, because I don't care when it is. I can just bust out crying, and I think it's okay for me. Just it releases tension and stress. I hate being stressed. I hate being in a position whereby I am put under pressure. Pressure stresses me out, right? I am the kind of person that likes to plan everything. I know how to plan I know how to have plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan. So I don't like things being like things catching me off guard, right? And I know you'd say, oh, but some things are inevitable, some things would happen. True. This is where, because I would have factored all of that in and made provisions for it. But something out of it, and it's usually when you are dealing with other people, right? If it's just me, right, most times I like to be a solo ranger because of that factor. If it's just me, I know that all of these elements are under wraps, right? They are under control. But if I have to deal with other people in the process, right, and that is where the issue comes from. That's where the issue always stems from, and it stresses me out. Most people that says they can work under pressure, I always doff my hat to them, because it cannot be me. I don't like pressure for no reason, and that really stresses me out. So it was something that I had to discover about myself. I had to understand about myself, and guess what? I'm okay with it. It's not something I'm trying to change, right? Why do I cry when I'm stressed? I don't know. I just cry when I'm stressed, and I'm okay with it, right? So maybe it's just a reminder for me to say, okay, I don't need to be stressed. I just need to tidy up things, go over it extra, go over it multiple times, right? Something to look out for. Another thing that you need to be aware of is your responses. Like I said earlier, your environment, who and what is shaping you daily. Whether you like it or not, you are basically going to be influenced by things that you see in the immediate, things that you see around you, people that you spend most of your time with, things that you expose yourself to. So this is something you really want to be very aware of. Your environment. What are you seeing? And what you're seeing, does it correlate with where you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to do, right? It's important to expose yourself to those kind of things, so that it can help shape your life, basically. Now here's the thing. Self-awareness is really very, if I can stress it, I will stress it. This is very important, right? You can't shift into your higher self without observing a version of you that has been on autopilot. Like, you don't even know who's controlling you. You don't know where you are going. You don't know why you picked up certain habits. You don't know why those habits are sitting with you in the first place. You don't know why you always do this, right? Do this, or pick your nose, or bite your nails. You don't know why you always do those habits. So self-awareness exposes you to doing that, right? So I'm going to share with you some daily self-awareness practice, which is something I absolutely stand by, and I love so much. I love it so because when you do this, or when you practice this self-awareness habit, it helps you, right? Like I said, and I will keep saying, it's a journey. You're going on a journey, it's not a race that you arrive at the end and then they give you like an award or like a flag that you wave and you're like, oh, winner first position or winner second position. No, it is a very, very interesting journey. And when you get to be on that journey, you get to realize a lot of things about yourself. You get to love yourself even better, right? That's the journey that everybody needs to go on. Some has gone farther than others. Some are just starting. Some haven't even started. This message is for you to start if you haven't started, and to continue if you started, right? So how do you start? For somebody who's just starting to go on that journey, or you've decided that, oh yes, I really want to go on the journey where I discover who I am, where I am who I am, where I don't have to question the idea of who I am, because on this path or on this journey that I'm in, I know that it aligns with where I want to go. What do you do then? You're going to take 5 minutes every day. You call this your quiet time. Every day where you sit with yourself without any form of distraction. And then you talk to yourself. Normally, the way you talk to anybody, what am I feeling today, right? If you are the person that likes to write, you can actually write this down. You can actually write this down, your thoughts, how you are feeling today, how you are feeling today, what happened today. People call it journaling, but this is you spending time with yourself. If you're the kind of person that likes to talk, please, by all means, talk to yourself. It's not madness, it's love. It's not madness, it's love. Like, nobody's here. I'm talking to myself. Although you guys are here, but it is love and it's a form of therapy. Trust me. So sit with yourself 5 minutes every day and ask yourself, what do I feel today? And why do I feel what I feel? Is it anger? Is it joy? Is it love? Question it. Ask questions to yourself. By yourself, you begin to answer those questions. The questions are inside of you, right? So what thought do you keep repeating in your mind? You can start writing about it, but if you don't, you're not the kind of person that writes, you can say it to yourself. Just sit with yourself. The goal is to sit with yourself and understand what is going on inside here, and then start with like your emotions. What do you feel? Can you transcribe what you feel into words, right? Now, being self-aware is not the final step, it's not the last bus stop, it's the first, but it is the most powerful, right? There are other things when you now realize that, oh, this is why I've been doing what I've been doing, this is what has been holding me back. I have had this thought as a child that, my uncle has always told me that I can never amount to anything, and that's the reason why when I try to do something, I just get that little tiny voice in my head that I can never amount to anything. Or better yet, when you were growing up as a child, you wanted to speak in the house, but he would always tell you, shut up. And then, shut up, the word shut up just stuck in your head, that when you are in the boardroom, when you are in a meeting, when in school, you just hear shut up. You have the answer, you know the answer, but you keep hearing shut up. So self-awareness is the very beginning. Understand it, label it first before we now start working on undoing all of those things that have been done to you as a child, or all of the traumas that you've grown with, as an adult. Self-awareness is the very beginning. It's not the last stop. Once you sit with yourself 5 minutes every day and you question your emotions, once you understand the patterns behind why you do certain things, that is not the end. That is only the beginning. That is only the beginning. And guess what? It is the most powerful. Going on that journey is the most powerful, because you cannot the example I'm trying to say, you cannot uncover what you don't know, or what you're not aware of, basically, right? So self-awareness is the beginning and is most powerful. When you become self-aware, you start getting your power back. You can decide to show up or just react. So basically, guys, self-awareness is beautiful. I don't know how to preach it beyond that. It is so beautiful, right? And the more you become self-aware, the more certain battles that you've been fighting or certain things that you've been doing becomes irrelevant. You feel free because you understand why you are acting the way you are acting. You feel very light. You're not carrying somebody else's patterns as your own. You can carry your own identity, right? The question I started with, who would you be if you didn't hold on to the idea of you that you have currently right now? Who would you be, right? Who would you be? Would you be on your way to Aso Rock? Would you be on your way to White House? Would you be on your way to the moon, right? Who would you be if you didn't hold on to a version of you that you have, the idea right now that you have of yourself? Think about that. Think about that. Okay, guys, so we've come to the end of today's live stream. I really appreciate all of you that tuned in while we were live. If you still have questions on the, I'm going to leave it public. If you still have questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will come back to it. I will answer it. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something else so exciting. I am excited for it. I don't know what time our live streams should be, if we should do 9 or if we should do 8 p.m. but between 8 and 9, right? I just want to do it at the time when everybody is free to tune in. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Enoh. Of course you can see the name of the channel, but my name is Enoh Agofure, and it's so good to have graced your screen this evening. I'm really excited for the next couple of days. I'll be coming on here, I think, till the end of let me not commit. Let me not commit. Let me first of all decide on how this is going to go. But I really enjoyed being here, and if you leave me, I can say it till the rest of the year. But I'm excited, right? I'm excited for the journey, and I hope that you are too. So till I come my way again tomorrow, scratch the next, like, come away again tomorrow by the grace of God. Please stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy. Yes. Bye, guys.